What is good, guys? I'm Adam. To the right of me, I got Matt, and we are Boatpicks. So let's just talk about the Week 4 NFL season. It was a wild one. Wild, wild, wild. First off, we had the Jets outright in Pittsburgh. Zach Wilson has a 10-point comeback. Huge. Huge for our clients. Cashed outright. Next up, we got the Seahawks plus 3.5. Cashed outright. That was a beautiful play. Geno Smith looked like he did in Week 1, exactly how we predicted it. Then we got the Saints covering in London. Sloppy game, but hey, Vikings missed the extra point. No problem. Next up, we got the Chargers. 5.5. They win by 10 points on the road. Herbert is a straight dog on the road. 7 straight games on the road with 300 passing yards. That is the second most all time. Next up, we got the Niners money line. Monday night, that was our clients' 3% best play of the week. We had the Falcons on Sunday. I forgot to mention that was an outright. Home dog, you gotta love them. Last but not least, the Bills was a push. No problem. We're up 18-9 on the year on best bets. 70% ROI return. That's crazy, Matt. Crazy.
Yes, sir.
We got to pat ourselves on the back, but we're moving on next week. Moving on to next week. You can't celebrate the wins because there's always next week. If you stop moving, you ain't going to be in first. If you ain't first, you're going to be last. All right, so let's just dive right into some injuries. We got Cordell Patterson on IR with his knee. He's been great for the Falcons, but hey, Mariota's been finding a way. He's got Chris Altuve, the rookie. He's been doing a great job. Next up, we got the Ravens. They still look banged up. Ronnie Staley still questionable to return this week. Ed Oliver also, that Bills defense is really banged up, but he also looks questionable to return this week. We got T. Higgins. He's questionable with the ankle injury with the Bengals. They got a big game coming up against a division foe. Next up, we got Myles Garrett and Clowney. They both didn't play against the Falcons this past week. The Falcons dominated the trenches. But hey, the Bengals are +3 this week against the Chargers. And if Clowney and Garrett are playing, that's huge for them because we know the Chargers have some O-line issues. So the Browns could easily dominate the Chargers in the trenches. Next up, we got Dak, most likely out. Cooper Rush, could he go 5-0 as a starter this week? I guess we'll find out. If he wins, does he stay in? Does Dak come in? I don't know. I'm looking forward to that and waiting to see what Jerry Jones does with that team. We got Melvin Gordon of the Broncos. He's questionable with his neck. He's been fumbling all year. He 5 fumbles this year. You got Javonte Williams with the ACL. You got Russell Wilson looking like he's, not Russell Wilson. I don't know what's going on with the Broncos, but hey, they're 2-2. And, they're coming off a tough loss to a division foe, and we'll see where they go. Next up, we got St. Brown and Swift. They're both questionable for the Lions. They're carrying that offense, but are they? We saw Jared Goff throw another couple touchdown passes. They scored over 40 points, number 1 scoring offense in the league, but they're sitting at 1-3. Both those guys are questionable, 2 key guys on that roster. Next up, we got Jonathan Taylor, ankle. He didn't practice Tuesday, and he's questionable for this week's game on Thursday. He's the workhorse for the Colts. He really is. He takes the pressure off Matt Ryan, and when you take pressure off Matt Ryan, that is always a good thing. I'm waiting to see what Frank Reich and that team do with or without him in this team, and we'll see where they go. And next up, we got Keenan Allen. He is questionable. Again, he missed, the last few games. He played week 1 excellent against the Raiders, but Herbert seems to have no problem even without him because they got a couple great targets, even with Gerald Everett out. Eckler's catching balls. He's on pace to have over 100 catches this year. And we'll see if Keenan Allen comes back this week with a hamstring. But I think he should. He's questionable. I think he should. Now, last but not least, we got Tua Tagovailoa. Just really a shame what happened with him. Back-to-back injuries in the 2 weeks. We heard the team doctor got fired. That cleared him. Just a terrible circumstance for him. I really hope he comes back to play. There's questions that he might not even return for the next few games, just to make sure he's okay, because back-to-back concussions are never a great thing, never. And that's all I got for injuries and the recap. Matt, take it away with some lines and some dogs you're looking at for Week 5 in the NFL.
All right, we're starting up with Week 5 in the NFL, starting up on Thursday, then got games Sunday and Monday. But we're looking at 3 dogs this week, monitoring 3 dogs for this week in NFL Week 5. Our number 1 dog I'm monitoring so far is the Houston Texans, plus 265 on the money line at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I think the Jaguars are very overvalued in this spot right now. Now, I know the Texans, I know they don't have them win, but they're really looking for a win. They really want to win. I feel like they're going to be really hungry, especially going on the road. They're not going to have a lot of pressure, I feel like. Jacksonville just came off a really crazy loss to the Eagles. They were up big, and then they blew the lead and lost it in the rain. And we'll see how Jacksonville fares. I don't know if it's going to be too good for them, especially against a division foe. Definitely watch out for the Texans in Week 5. Number 2 dog monitoring for this week is the Detroit Lions plus 135 on the money line at the New England Patriots. Now, I can't even believe the Patriots are favored in this spot right now. They just had a really bad loss last week. I know Detroit, they lost too. But the Patriots, we don't even know who their quarterback is right now. We don't know if Mac Jones is going to return for this game. They have a backup, and they have another backup who they played against the Packers. So they're in a very sticky situation right now. We know Detroit can score points in bunches. We know their defense might not be that great, but we know they can score a lot of points. And going on the road, they got no pressure, and I feel like Detroit at this price is a very solid play. Number 3 dog I'm looking at for this week is the Arizona Cardinals plus 200 on the money line at home versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are 4-0. They're riding a high horse. They're going across the country on the road to Arizona. Now, I know Arizona, they've had a pretty disappointing season so far. They're 500, but they had a couple bad losses. But I like Kyler Murray in this spot. I think the Cardinals, they finally can get a home win this season. They have 0 of them this year. And Kyler Murray, he's got to eat. He's gotten paid this offseason, and he's got to show what he can do at home against the Eagles team. They got Jalen Hurts. I know he's amazing, but how long can it last is the question. Definitely watch out for the Cardinals at home this week against the Eagles.
All right, I like it. I especially like that Lions pick. You know, if they're looking healthy on offense, I definitely like that pick. Patriots don't even know who they're starting at quarterback. You could throw me in there. They got Zappy. They got Hoyer. Those guys, I don't even know. I don't even know what we're doing with them. They're -3. That's crazy to me. It's crazy. But hey, we had a great week 4 in the NFL. We are looking to week 5. Remember, these are not our official picks. These are just look aheads. All our official picks will be in the link below in the description. We hope you guys have a great week 5. I know we will. Have a great one. Let's make it a boat.
Let's do it.